After 23 years and 75 million albums, the rock phenomenon KISS returns for a sold-out world tour. Who is this band with rock's most famous faces, and why after decades does the KISS phenomenon continue to carry on?
What KISS stands for is ageless. We sing about freedom, about truth, and about following your dream.
The kings of shock rock, even after a 15-year breakup, still command a KISS army that numbers in the millions. The faithful want to know, what is the state of KISS?
It finally is now what it should have always been, which is four people who are grateful, who are happy to get up on that stage, and who make no bones about kicking your butt.
I've been a KISS fan since I was 8 years old, and if you know how old I am, you know that means I've been a KISS fan for a very long time. And if you're a KISS fan, or you've been a KISS fan, you know that 1996 was a special year for KISS fans all over the world. That's when KISS announced their big reunion tour, where it was going to be the 4 original members of the band getting back together, all past problems put aside, the magic was back and all that stuff, and they went on a world tour. And in 1998 they released a DVD to chronicle that world tour that was called The Second Coming, and that's this DVD right here. And this DVD features an introduction to the band, with history of the band, and it kind of goes into how the reunion happened, which was the Unplugged performance in 1995 that was on MTV. And then we lead into the Grammy appearance of the fully reunited band in full makeup, introduced by Tupac Shakur, which was pretty cool. And then it kind of goes behind the curtain and you see the rehearsal footage of the band struggling a little bit to find their groove, and then you see them putting on their first test run show at the K-Rock Weenie Roast just before selling out Detroit's Tiger Stadium in less than an hour. And then you see some footage of that show, and then it chronicles the tour itself, and talking about how they went all over the country and they played Madison Square Garden, and the DVD does a good job of capturing all that. It's kind of interesting. You get to see some of the chemistry between the original band members before it all kind of fell apart and the wheels fell off the bus, so to speak. And there's an interesting clue at the end of the DVD. You see the photo shoot for the beginning of what was going to be the promotion for Circus, which is the album that the reunited band recorded together and then released in 1998, and you see them doing the photo shoot for that. And then the end credits come up and you see that this DVD was written, directed, and produced by Tommy Thayer, who will be more to the band in a short period of time. The next DVD that we're going to be taking a look at is the KISS Symphony DVD, and that DVD basically is KISS putting on a concert in Australia with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, and you see in this DVD the concept of how that all came together. You see them meeting with David Campbell, who is the conductor for the orchestra. You see some rehearsals with the band, who is now minus Ace Frehley and including Tommy Thayer on guitar. Peter Criss still on drums. And you see the band kind of working through the timing issues that they have performing with a large orchestra. They have to turn down their instruments so they can hear the orchestra's cues and vice versa. It's kind of interesting. If you're a musician, it may even be more interesting. I am not a musician and probably never will be, but it's kind of cool to see these two different worlds colliding, the rock and roll band KISS and these really practiced and well honed musicians kind of colliding and making this big show. And the show is kind of cool. It starts off as a regular Kiss show. They do a couple of songs in just Kiss on stage, and then they do an acoustic set, and then the orchestra comes out full blown. They do a full combination of Kiss and the orchestra. It's kind of cool. It's a 2 CD or a 2 DVD set, split into 3 acts, and set list is pretty cool. So highly recommend that. Even if you're an Ace Frehley fan, the performances are pretty good with Tommy Thayer. The next DVD is this one, Rock the Nation Live, which was recorded in 2004 on the Rock the Nation tour. The footage that's on the DVD was recorded over 2 nights in Washington, D.C. and I believe Virginia Beach on July 25th, 26th, 2004. And it's a full performance. There's no orchestra. It's just the band. But what was 3/4 of Kiss has now turned into 1/2 of Kiss. And you'll see that there's Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, Tommy Thayer, and Peter Criss is gone. We've got Eric Singer on drums. The set list, though, of this is pretty cool. And during some of the little set pieces that they have that are sort of interspersed with the songs, you've got these little digs at what the old band members couldn't do and what these 2 new band members allow the band to do. So they're talking about in rehearsals that, you know, they can just pull anything out of their butt basically and they can play it because they've got 2 better musicians now in the band, which is kind of a dig at Pete and Ace, but whatever. You get to see the band doing some meet and greets. You get to see some rehearsal footage, like I said. You get to see them doing a sound check. And they talk about some theater shows that they played, I guess in 2004, where they played with no special effects, no pyro, no breathing fire, no spitting blood, none of that stuff. They just played the music, and they talk about how the music was basically back to basics. And again, it's another one of those kind of digs at Pete and Ace that the band can now do these things that they couldn't do before because now they've got real musicians in the band. There's a couple of interesting things about what life's like on the road for Kiss, and you see them in their plane and you see them in their limos and whatnot, and that's kind of cool. And the thing that's tacked on at the end is some rehearsal footage of them playing in what looks like a back room with some storage area or something, playing on some mini amps, and they do Tears Are Falling and Unholy and something else, which is kind of cool. You see Eric Singer playing on a drum practice pad, and Gene's overloading a bass amp with his Punisher. It's kind of cool. If you're a Kiss fan and you're a purist and you're not a big fan of the fact that Pete and Ace aren't in the band anymore, you're probably not going to want these DVDs so much. The Second Coming video is really cool, and like I said, it's kind of a nice memento to have of that original reunion tour from '96. You know, we'll forget about the Psycho Circus album, which when I said it was recorded by the original members of the band, everybody knows now that it wasn't, and Pete and Ace were kind of shuffled off to the side, and studio musicians are brought in, and it's really not the reunion album that it was supposed to be, and the songs kind of sucked. So Kiss, The Second Coming, as an actual long-time original Kiss fan, I would give this probably the highest marks of the 3 DVDs that I'm looking at. I'd probably say that that's probably about an 8 out of 10. Kiss Symphony is a cool concept. Performance is kind of cool. Again, it's only 3/4 of the original Kiss. And the editing's kind of weird on it. Not a big fan of the way that it was put together. But I would say that I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Kiss, Rock the Nation Live, I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10. Even though it doesn't have the original 4 members anymore, it still has some cool performances. They play some songs that they normally don't play live, like Lover All I Can, Got to Choose, Making Love, Unholy. So it's pretty cool. And the production value is very cool. The photography is well done. The Power Vision thing is very cool. And the bonus material, the rehearsal footage, you've got Going Blind, recorded on that theater tour that I mentioned. It's pretty cool. Again, these are the post-reunion DVDs. Not speaking about the KISSology DVDs, which I'm going to do in a separate review. And those DVDs are the ones you really want to get if you're a even casual interest about the band or are a big fan. That's the treasure trove of the cool stuff. But this is a look at sort of the bastard children of the KISS DVD collection. So hope you enjoyed the video, and stick around for more from media-assault.com online, or Media Assault on Twitter, and of course right here on YouTube. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, rate, comment, rock on.